Hi guys, Rachel here. I hope you are all well. So I'm here with a Marseille collection video. There's a few different videos I've been wanting to make and haven't had any time or headspace, and tonight seemed like I had some time to sit and record, and I thought, let's do the Marseille collection because I don't really have to gather my thoughts much. I don't have to really think about or remember what I wanted to cover. And I never got around to my March at present, really. And we're into mid-April now, but whatever. I don't know why I'm not just getting right into the decks. But what can I say? I love Marseille. I'm such a dork. So yeah, these aren't in any particular order. What I'd like to do is like a only 10 or top 10 Marseille decks video, but that required more thought. So I thought I would just show my whole collection. So I'll try not to be too long-winded. Already I'm not doing the best job, but these are in no particular order. However, we'll start with the first one that I got, and it's not really a Marseille deck. Yeah, and I might show a few decks that aren't really Marseille, but sort of. Like if you're a Marseille person, you're probably going to want to collect these decks as well. Anyway, the Grand Tarot Esoterico from Fournier. So I know this isn't really a Marseille, but many years ago when I decided I wanted to try Marseille, I wasn't won over yet, like aesthetically with the art. But this one gave me the Marseille feel while being different, and I loved the colors, and then it was so like retro looking. This is really different in that the miners are what's known as the Picard miners. So yeah, see, this is very Marseille. There's your Queen of Wands. I just love this deck. I love the size, and I love the stock. I love Fournier, and this stock is a little bit thicker than what they use now. Yeah, so see the butterfly here? That's because with the Picard miners, the system, the cups are associated with air. There's your Emperor. Aren't they wild? I just love them. This is a very good spring deck to me too. This is one of like the decks that I've been using recently. It just feels very spring to me. See, like things growing. I don't know. It's very earthy to me. And yeah, the swords are water, which I just, oh, love it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if that's making any sense, but this deck did it for me. See, that's very Marseille. So I got this one some years ago. And then shortly after, I did go and I got, you know, a straight up Marseille. See, try to put the decks back in the boxes. Sometimes after I make a video, I can't be bothered, and then I'm set with this enormous task of like trying to match up all the cards with the boxes, and it's not fun. I'm sure maybe some of you have been through that. So yeah, this was my next one, of course, the CBD Tarot de Marseille, US Games. This is a great cleaned up Marseille, and then the book is great. I'm actually reading this right now. I've had this for years, And I'm sure it's very familiar to you that I don't have to explain to you that I am only reading it now. I just hadn't set aside the time. And this book is so, did I refer to this as a deck earlier? I don't know. It's so heavy. And the pages are like, this is like textbook, like school textbook paper. It's amazing. So yeah, I've been reading this because I've been working primarily with my Marseille decks recently. So yeah, this is US Games. Love the backs. Really nice size stock. Yeah, I hadn't used this in quite a while, and I've been using it recently, and I forgot how good it was. So yeah. Gosh. Oh, please go back in. Okay. All right. So the Spanish Tarot, another Fournier deck. Now I actually have, I have the vintage version of this, but it's not here yet. It's being shipped from overseas, and I thought about waiting, but how silly is that? Because, you know, it's like any collection video. Most of the time you're going to end up with more decks anyway, so I thought, no, I'm not going to wait. But we'll see. In the future, I might end up doing a side-by-side of the, you know, the classic version and the current. I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there actually covering the same thing. But I love this Marseille. This was one of the first ones that I was attracted to. Love the colors. They're just fun. I think this would be a great summer deck for Marseille. Love these colors. Right. So that is the Spanish Tarot. What did I do with the box? Here it is. Sorry, that was a little loud. I'm so rude. All right. Let's see. What do I want to show next? All right. I have this guy here. I don't know why I keep referring to my decks as guys. I don't know when that happened. This is a low Scarabeo. Now this one is out of print, but I don't know. I think it's a facsimile that they tend to reprint every few years. I'm not sure. It's a Conver Marseille. Here are the backs. The cardstock's pretty good. You know, it's not the best in that, like, when this deck arrived, the corners were all bent forward slightly, and I had to straighten them with a butter knife. So anyway, what I love about this is the colors. It's the greens. They're really like this weird, almost dark neon green to me. I don't know how the colors are going to show up on my camera and the lighting in here, but, and I like the blues as well. Let's see. Yeah, like these blue horses. They're so vibrantly blue. Yeah. Yeah, I think you can still find it, but it's out of print, so it's not very affordable. but if you keep looking, you might find a deal. Again, that was kind of loud. All right. Here is the Noble. This is a facsimile. This is one of the oldest Marseilles. It says 1659. I've had this deck for quite a while, and I was quite enamored with it for a short spell, and then I realized I wasn't really working with it much, and then I discovered it's because I don't mind that a lot of the Marseille decks, they don't have the rounded corners, you know, in keeping with historical accuracy, but with this particular cardstock, which is quite good, I feel like it's very durable. It was sharp. It was on the sharp side. So if I wanted to do, you know, that, it didn't work. It would catch on my cloths and it kind of hurt. So I went ahead and I recently rounded all the corners and it did the trick. I'm like, I think if I round the corners, I'll start using this deck. And yeah, it's wonderful to work with. It's on the small side, like a poker size kind of. So for whatever reason, I've never been too crazy about like the modern, like cleaned up versions of the Noble. I'm not sure why, but this one, the original, the facsimile, I love. I think this is one of my favorite King of Discs. And his hat actually really makes the most sense here. Like if you compare all of the kings, the King of Discs, some weird things are going on with his hat. Well, there's a lot of weird things going on with Marseille, but like these nuances are part of the reason why I love them so much. And he's also very proportionate, like very proportionate. Anyway. Yeah, I love these colors, like this like silvery blue and yellow and red. Yeah, this feels really good in the hands now. I don't know if this is still available or not. I don't remember where I got this. It was quite a while ago, some years ago. But it wasn't very expensive either, and a lot of Marseille decks are. So it was a good buy. I need a sip of water. Okay. All right. Now this is the, oh gee, I forget what this one is known as. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it if you collect Marseille, but it's Piatnik, you know, the publisher, Piatnik, Vienna. I love this deck. And this one I think you can still find. I love these backs, and I love the cardstock. I love the Piatnik cardstock. The Agorov is really good too. This is a really fun Marseille. I like the color scheme. Like it's on the paler side, but then you have these really, really dark, like black greens going on. And the faces are really quirky and fun too. I just love this cardstock. Let's see if I can find some funny guys. He's kind of silly looking. Like, are those his lips, or is that supposed to be his mustache? I don't know, but it looks like his lips are like pursed. Like the the Hierophant is cross-eyed. I know other people have pointed that out before. Oop, I love the colors. I've said that already. Try to go a little more quickly. looks like so cozy. Like, like he's got a fleece blanket wrapped around him or something. Yeah. What am I doing? All right. So yeah, I'll probably list the decks below. I just don't know if I'll do it like right after uploading or not, because that'll take some time. This is the Ferdinando Krupa. I know I've shown this in a couple other videos. This is one of my favorite decks. So I won't go on about how I love the backs and how it just feels very nostalgic to me and brings on some strong sensory things for me personally. But yeah, it's not your traditional Marseille because the pips are, you know, like these Sesame Street sort of numbers. I love them though. And everybody's all like grouchy looking in this deck, and I love the color palette so much. It feels so great. Il Meneghello. I mean, I don't have to tell you. It's another smaller Marseille. This was one of the ones that I meant to talk about in my picture book video, where I showed my favorite picture books and a few decks that I felt were part of my collection because they reminded me of picture books. I think I forgot to include this deck. Yeah, there's actually a lot of Marseilles, I think, that do that for me. Yeah, this is Ferdinando Krupa. I don't know. I just feel this really strong, warm energy from the creator of this deck, who had passed away some time ago. Let's see, what do I want to show next? Now the one JJ Swiss, like, yeah, this is a Marseille. This is a vintage version from 1974 that I was very lucky to get my hands on. I don't have many friends that I know in person who are into tarot, so I don't get gifted things a lot, or if I do, it's because I asked for it for Christmas. But this particular deck was a complete surprise. A friend of mine and my boyfriend's as well, one of his musician buddies, he was working with him in his music repair shop, my boyfriend was, and yeah, he came home one day and he had something in his hand, and I thought it looked like a tarot deck, but I'm like, I must be seeing things, because what is my boyfriend doing with a tarot deck in his hands? I was like thinking like, oh, it must be a pack of cigarettes or something. He came in and he's like, I have a present for you from so-and-so. And he handed me this. And I was like, what? He's like, do you know this deck? And I'm like, yes, I actually do. And he's like, yeah, he was cleaning out his office and he knew you were into tarot and he wanted you to have this. I was just thrilled. It's beautiful. It just, the paper feels so wonderful. I kind of want to get another one because I know it's safe to use this deck and everything. I'm really gentle with my cards, but oh, it smells wonderful. I love the smell of old paper, books and things. But yeah, it's beautiful. What an awesome gift. And I mean, I'm sure you can find vintage JJ Swiss on eBay. They're not the most expensive decks, but they're not cheap either. So I love this. Beautiful. I love that Tower card. All right. Thank you for being patient with me. All right. What next? So, Yeah, this is a facsimile of the Gasman, how do you say it? I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to say all of these names. If I can't pronounce them, I might just show them to you. This is available on Deviant Moon, Patrick Valenza's website. So yeah, this is an interesting rendition. They have like these plum purples going on. When I first got this deck, I was a little disappointed because it was so dark that the lighting that I'm normally working in, I just felt like I couldn't really enjoy the cards. But no, I love it. If you love this, you know, the Gasman or the Gasman, however you want to pronounce it, yeah, you should check it out. He has a few different historical facsimiles from his own collection that he gets printed up for people, and they're quite affordable for Marseille, I think. I think they're around usually 38 bucks. And I have a couple of them. Yeah, it's really different. And then, yeah, while we're speaking of that, I also have this one here. Yeah, this I got, I think, through Amazon, but you can also find them on eBay. It's like the Vieux Monde or something. I don't know. Look up the Artisan Tarot. This is beautiful. I love these colors. The only thing about this deck is it's really, really slippery, which is great and also a hindrance. Yeah. I love these colors. And it's quite affordable. I forget what it cost. I want to say it was around 30 bucks. Beautiful. Yeah. I'm like surrounded by piles of decks. And then there's this one, which I owned the other two versions I just showed you before. I just went ahead, I bit the bullet, and I got this one. And it's just gorgeous. Beautiful cardstock. It's just more expensive than the other two versions that I showed you. I love the backs. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those Swiss Marseilles. It's just beautiful. Okay. So that's that guy. You can look at that while I'm putting these away. Okay. I'm trying not to be too long-winded. I have other things that I have to do tonight. So I know I showed these. Now these are, you know, the Italian decks, but you know, they're Marseille. I won't dwell on this too much. I know I did, if you are a fan of the ancient Italian, like the Soprafino decks, you know, I did a side-by-side comparison, and I haven't used that deck since then, apparently, because these are all in order. But yeah, this is beautiful deck. One of the loveliest historical facsimiles that are available mass market. I highly, highly recommend. So I know I didn't really show that, but if you like what you saw, you can go ahead, and I have a video where I do the whole walkthrough. This one I've been using though. I've been using this one a bit. Like I used it a lot throughout March. Actually, I was pairing it for whatever reason with my Tenebrae Tarot. I thought it just like went really well with it. That is like a Marseille based system. So yeah, this is also lovely. I know I'm going really quickly here. But yeah, I feel like, you know, I've talked a lot about this. So, Scarabeo has an edition, you know, and of course it doesn't have like these keywords and stuff, but I grew to like these. I grew to just like this whole package for what it is. Like it's its own sort of, I don't know, entity or something. I'm crazy. Let's see. Tarot de Ambiguities. So I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this. This has been very popular. It's a wonderful, playful Marseille. And the creator did such a wonderful job, you know, borrowing from all sorts of different decks to create something that feels very old, yet really quirky and modern. When I first saw it, I wasn't sure if I liked it or not, but I'm so glad that I bought it. It has a really strange smell. It almost smells sort of burnt or something, but I think that will go away given some time. The other deck that I have from Artisan Tarot does not have that smell, and it's the same cardstock. So I think it's just some, I don't know, ink smell somehow. I had a couple of other decks years ago that smelled really weird, and it went away. I like wrapped them in scarves, in a room with incense or something, and they don't have that smell anymore. But yeah, I just love this. They look really great laid out in a spread, these cards. It's great. There's like some silly little beast down there. Okay, so that is, yeah, the Tarot de Ambiguities. All right, I need a water break. Hang on. So yeah, this one I've shown too in some videos. This is the Epinal Tarot. This is from Patrick Valenza at Vieux Monde. I'm not going to dwell on this too much because I've shown this in a few videos, I feel like. Maybe not, but I rounded the corners on this too because, again, they were like really sharp, but wonderful cardstock. It was just hurting my hands a bit. But I have a backup of this, and with the backup, I just left the corners so that it's, you know, pristine. But this is one of my favorite Marseilles. This one is from 1860. I love these colors and just everything. The faces, it's different. So that is the Epinal Tarot. I feel like this video is going to be way too long. All right. This guy, I was really lucky to find this. This is, you know, the Grimaud deck. This is from, like, what year is this from? 1980. And I was really lucky to get this. I had wanted a vintage Grimaud for a while, just any, you know, like the Paul Marteau. But they weren't within my price range. And late one night, I couldn't sleep, and I found this for $30. I couldn't believe it, and it's in mint condition. And the other cool thing about it is it was from a seller who lived a couple of towns over. So it arrived immediately. I haven't used this in a long time. As you can see, it's all in order. But then the other one that I have, this is an like Edition SIVILIXI or something. This one you can't really find anymore. Or if you can, it's probably really expensive. When I got it, it was actually on Amazon, and it was from overseas, but it was, I think, like $35. It was considered like a special anniversary edition where like the blues are brighter and the yellows are like this orange color. And I don't know which version I like better, but I love these backs. These are like the same backs in the edition from the 1930s, and I just love them. They're some of my favorite tarot backs. So this deck I've been using recently, and it's beautiful. And if you love it, yeah, my apologies, because it's not easy to find. And it's, yeah, it's bigger than this edition with the Paul Marteau Grimaud. If I'm pronouncing that correctly. But yeah, I also have this Paul Marteau book, which I was so excited they printed recently in translation in English. And I've been looking forward to this for a while. And I'll probably start reading it right after I finish the other one. Yeah. So let's see, what do I have? The Claude Burdel. This, to me, is one of the most beautiful Marseille decks. I think this was my first facsimile Marseille. I wanted one, and this one won out over many others that I was looking at. I got it as a gift from my boyfriend a few years ago. It's just beautiful. Yeah, I love this Queen of Wands. Like, she is, I love the Queen of Wands in all the Marseille decks, but this might be my favorite Queen of Wands. In fact, and I remember to do this, I love it so much. I love this deck so much that I actually had, like, sketched her. And she kind of looks like one of my besties, one of my best friends that I miss so much because she lives far away. And yeah, I had drawn a couple of others, I think, just for fun. Like, there's the Ace of Cups. It's from this deck, from the Claude Burdel. It's beautiful. Love the cardstock and everything. I just love these colors like this. Oh, I forget what you call that. Like umber or something. I don't know. Just ignore me. Isn't it beautiful? This is still available. Yeah, you can still find this one. It's still in print. This is like my favorite Ace of Cups in a Marseille. It just looks like some, I don't know, some kingdom that I want to enter. Like, I don't know. It just gives me feelings. It's so beautiful. That King of Wands. Okay. This one is like, I'm just going to show a couple of decks that are sort of like not Marseille, but I don't know. Because this one was on my list, the Tarocchi Findellatore, whatever, how, I don't know how you pronounce it. But I'll just show it quickly. I think I showed this at least in one other video. It is so beautiful. It's another one from, you know, it's really old. It's from the 1600s. It's an Italian deck. The paper is amazing. The cardstock. Look at this tower. Look at these colors. It's a jewel. It's just... And the backs. Oh my god. Yeah. This video is... I hope it's not going to be too long. But personally, I love these. I love watching Marseille collection videos. I guess I'll get this out of the way. The Trionfi della Luna. So I've shown these. I know I've shown these in a handful of videos, or at least a couple. I have all of them, except for the Aquedoxical, which he only came out with 30 copies. I have the Aquedoxical, this, you know, the illustrated pip version, the illustrated minors. This is such a fun, dark, quirky Marseille. Let me show you, trying to think of a way to do this quickly. The original Paradoxical, and then there's the Paradoxical Blue, there's the Paradoxical Purple, the Rose, and then the Full Spectrum edition. So yeah, I mean, I've shown these in other videos, and I'm sure you'll see them again, because these are some of my favorite decks, some of my favorite Marseilles of all time. I love especially the Paradoxical editions. The first one that I ever owned was the blue, and then I just couldn't stop myself. Yeah, I'm not going to open them all up because I think that you get the idea. Maybe I'll open the purple because I don't think I've opened that one on camera before. The purple one is definitely out of print. You can find it. Sorry, I don't know if you can see the cards. You can find it sometimes, I think, on eBay. It's not very cheap, though. I think it's usually around like a couple $100 or something. It wasn't when I bought it, but aren't they beautiful? Like the pips are beautiful. I like the illustrated versions as well, but the pips are what I really like. And then there's these additional, the Beast Pack and the Oracle cards. So much fun. I hope that he never stops printing the Trionfi della Lunas, because he's always producing something, and they're all wonderful decks, but I hope that he always reprints them from time to time because people just love them. All right, let's see. I've got to organize some stuff here a little bit. Oh my god. Okay. Tarot Classic. Okay. So I keep mine in like this little glass box, like this little vintage box from the 70s with yellow flowers on it for some reason. And I keep it next to this vintage copy of the book, which I just think is so charming. I don't know. I just love this like 70s aesthetic, this text. And I keep this on a little table where my Turkish lamp is next to the deck because I'm such a dork. But I love this deck. I forget what the original is called. For many years, I thought that this was the original, that this was just art that they had done in the 70s, but it's not. It's actually based on an older deck, a Swiss one, I believe. And I just can't remember the name of it. But I don't know as you can really find the original. I mean, it's reminiscent of the Gassman, however you say it. You can find this. You can find this on eBay and just keep looking. If it's really pricey, just keep looking because people do sell it for, you know, semi-affordable prices. I got mine for a wonderful price. I actually felt kind of guilty, like it was a steal, because I got mine for like $25. I couldn't believe they were selling it for that. And it's in mint condition. Now this one, this is so cool. This is an AGM edition from 1990. This one was a bit more expensive because I never see this one. Now this one I don't really see, but it's the same deck from but by AGM, like the same, you know, different colors. I'm not being, I'm all like tongue-tied. I'm not conveying what I mean to say very well, but yeah, I love the colors in this. I don't know which one I like more. I didn't even know that this existed for quite a long time. And when this arrived, this was still in the shrink wrap. And part of me didn't want to open it, but the reason I got it was to use it. So yeah, this one's from 1990. I think this one that I have is 1974. Yeah. They're both beautiful. Yeah, it's just like, you know, darker colors, more jewel toned than the US games. Okay. So I'll set these aside. All right. Now here's another one, Tarot of the Master. Like this is, it's a Marseille, but it's kind of not. It's another Italian one. Yeah. And it's from the 1800s, the 1860s, I think. I'm not crazy about these backs. This is Lo Scarabeo. It's lovely. I actually don't really mind the green borders. I got this one because I love this one by Il Manigello. This is a semi, you know, vintage version from like 2001. But this one is, oh my gosh, beautiful. And this is still in print, and you can get this through Il Manigello. Or I'm pretty sure, I know I saw it like a week ago. It is beautiful. It's one of my most beautiful decks. And this was one of the first decks, I think, that I ever, like, lusted after. I don't remember what I paid for mine. I got mine on eBay some years ago. And at the time, I don't think that you could... At the time, I think you couldn't find it anywhere. but it was pretty affordable. I think I got mine for like $45, $50 or something. Anyway, it's lovely. And then there's, yeah, there's the low Scarabeo one. And then they came out with another one recently, low Scarabeo, but it's not in color. So I don't have that. I don't really feel a need, but it's nice. It's nice. All right. All right. Sorry. Here's another Il Moneghello. This is the Tarocco Gutenberg from 1840. It's another Italian one. This is a little guy. I don't know if this one is available, actually. I don't know if this one is in print anymore. But I loved this and really wanted it at the time because it's different. Yeah, it's different. I love the colors. I like these greens, these earthy greens. Brown, orange, blue. Oops. Yeah. Love that tower. That weird face there. Okay. Let's see. We must be almost done here. So speaking of Italian decks, I'm not going to really, I mean, I have some Minchiottis. I'm not going to really show them. I have the Etruria and the Alsigno. This is great. I got this recently. This one is out of print. I don't know. I'm not going to really show those because they're not really Marseille. The Jacques Viville from Artisan Tarot. This is great. So this is new. This came out like this year or something, or last year, I forget when. But it's a cleaned up version of the Jacques Viville, and I think they did a wonderful job with the colors. These like plum purples. Yeah. It's quite true to the original. Just a really good, it's a good deck. It's a really good deck. And it's not a bad price. I love the cardstock. It feels quite durable, linen. I love how it glides. It's like sort of slippy, but no, it's not too slippy. So then also there is this one I have. Now this is, and this comes with this book, which is really cool. This is the facsimile version. So yeah, you have these backs. Yeah, this is, I love this cardstock. I love it. I love these colors. Yeah. Okay, let's see. What do we have? The Edition Millennium. Now this one, I think is like kind of hard to find right now. Every time I see it online, it's like $200, but there is a mini version right now, which I kind of want to get because I love this deck. This is one of my favorite cleaned up versions of the Marseille. I love these colors. Yeah, the creator said they used like sacred geometry to put this together. Yeah, I've been using this deck quite a bit recently. It's really beautiful, but like, yeah, I don't want to dwell on it too much because like I said, I don't think it's available right now, but I'm sure that's not forever, like I said. Okay, what do we have? All right. This one, I love this deck. I don't even know how to say this. It's this, the Adam C. de Hotel or something. This is from Tarot Sheet Revival. So it doesn't come in a box. It just comes in this really beautiful paper. It's so beautiful. Yeah, this is another really old deck. I love the checkered borders around it, and he did a wonderful job. He does a wonderful job with all of his work. He redraws them and then, you know, hand paints them. And this is not a hand painted edition, but you know what I'm saying. I think you know what I'm saying anyway. I've been using this deck this month. It's so different. I love these swords. I love the way that he colored these in. Such a different hermit. Okay, my stomach sounds like science fiction or Hammer horror right now. I hope you can't hear it. My stomach has been making the weirdest sounds lately. I wanted to do a video one night, and I was kind of, I'll look at the bird. I love that. I was kind of all set to do it, and I decided no, because my stomach, my boyfriend and my daughter will look over at me like, what the hell? Oh my God. Anyway, I love this deck. The cards feel amazing. Oh. I think we're almost done, by the way. Okay. Another really old one is this, and like, you know, it's Tarot de Paris. It's really different. It's like Marseille, that's sort of not, I don't know. I'm sure you're familiar with it if you are a sucker for historical decks. I love it. Some of the cards, it's kind of hard to see what's going on. You have to really look at them. The cardstock feels amazing. I love these aces. They're all like these animals or like mythical creatures or something. Like, it's kind of hard to see what's going on here. This is the tower, I think. It's chaos. Again, I love these like checkered borders. Yeah, I love it. Let's see, what haven't I shown? think I'm doing pretty good here. Okay. The Pierre Madinier. Oh my gosh. So this is beautiful. This and the Claude Burdel are two of like the most beautiful Marseilles, I think. I know I'm not alone in that opinion. Cardstock is wonderful. I don't know what it is. I love the colors, the faces. It looks really great laid out in a spread. There's been a few different editions of these. This is the newest edition. So the first edition wasn't as cleaned up. It was more true to the facsimile. And the ghost lines were heavier, I think. And then they came out with another edition and they removed all the ghost lines, I believe, and it was really cleaned up. Then with this one, they put some of those details back in. Like there are some ghost lines, but they're not distracting. I love it. Just beautiful. Yeah, I've been using this deck a lot this month. Yeah, I couldn't decide tonight if I wanted to do like an at present or a tag or a Marseille collection. And like I said, I went with this because I felt like I didn't really have to prepare myself much for this. Yeah, I just wanted to make a video. Okay, so that's the Pierre Madinier. Let's see, what haven't we shown? All right. I love this one, the Jacob Jaeger 1801. This is such a fun deck. This reminds me a little bit of, it's like a cross between the Piatnik Marseille that I showed you and the Gassman, however you say, I don't know how you say it. The Gassman. But this deck is beautiful. Like the faces are kind of funny, but it's a beautiful deck. When you lay out the colors and the way that it feels. I love this like white on the wands. This is probably my favorite tower card because what the heck is that face? Do you see that on the sun? Like if you compare it with other tower cards in Marseille, sometimes you see like maybe a sun or some shape, but not really. But this face, I've never seen that before. Like what is that little smile? Is that the face of destruction? Like what the heck? It's so cute. There's purples in this deck. I love this checkered floor. I just love it. Oh my gosh. And he's like, it's so weird looking. It's playful and beautiful. I love how she's like, I don't know, really elongated and like regal looking. I don't know, just fun. Yeah, this has become like one of my favorites. It's a Besançon. So you have that instead of the High Priestess. That's how you say that. I don't know. Yeah. And does he have a mustache? No. Probably not, but that's what it looks like. See, the faces are like really quirky looking. And he's so cute. Look at his hams. Like this is such a cute devil. Fun. All right. So that is the Jacob sugar. However you say that. Okay, I think, okay, let me just look. I think we almost made it. All right, here's the Dodal by Pablo Robledo. It comes with this little book. This is beautiful. Backs. This is just beautiful. So this is another like redrawn, like a redrawn Marseille, like of the Jean Dodal, in keeping with the original, and it's just a wonderful job. I love how these cards feel. They feel so good in the hands. I think they would probably riffle shuffle well, but I don't really riffle shuffle, although I have with this deck a couple of times because I just thought it just felt really good, but I'm not going to continue to do so because it wasn't very cheap. I mean, like I said, a lot of Marseille decks, they're just not as affordable. Yeah, I love it. I've been using this one a lot as well recently. Now, did I show them all? Did I show them all? Or at least the ones that I have. I just love it. I love these colors. I think I've said that about every Marseille I've shown. I love these colors. Okay. So yeah, I think I showed everything. Yeah, thank you for stopping by. And yeah, like I said, I'll leave the names of the decks in the description below, but I just don't know like when I'll get around to it. But I promise I will. It's going to be a little time consuming. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for stopping by. Bye.